Comedy Jonah. Hello.
Back! We're back!
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get this part over with really quickly, John.
Okay.
Everybody, remember, wherever you watch the show, make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. And also share it. Tell it to a friend. Tell it to a family member. It's a really nice thing to do. If you don't do it, you're actually a dick. You got to tweet us with hashtag YRRLive if you have any questions for people. Visit our website if you want to see any of the past shows for the last million years. And then the current ones are on our YouTube channel. Just search Reality Recaps. You can search, whatever you want. YourRealityRecaps.com/Facebook, Twitter, recaps, you now, lube, whatever. It's
X.
all the points.
Lube.
Whatever. And then the shows are on Disc. I mean, we air in the East Coast versions of the show on Discord.
Central, all of it.
All of it, Discord, live feeds are there, other
Yeah.
things.
Do
We're
it.
all caught up. Let's just do
Do
it,
it.
okay? We have a lot to get through on this show in a little time. I don't have time for the
Ready
intro.
for the tea.
Did you
Spill
do
the
that
tea.
because of Dennis? Are you having a mental breakdown? You usually do this show with the bottle of vodka.
Gin. It's gin.
Well, whenever it is, you're doing it.
But now it's the tea. Now we're going to spill the tea.
Well, everyone, here's how you know that we're having life crisis moments. Comedy Joan is drinking tea out of a flowered mug, and I'm here in a Snuggie.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy
Life's real,
Jonah,
people. Life's real.
I don't know. I understand that you live on the West Coast, so this probably doesn't affect you. I don't know if you are aware, since I didn't get any text of concern this morning, but I was woken from my bed this morning by an earthquake.
Oh my God, that's right. I saw it. It's in New Jersey, right?
Where's it fucking New Jersey? Armpit of America ruins everything. And by the way, I thought I live on an island. I thought I am detached from the earth, floating in the water. So why was I woken up shaking out of my bed with shit falling off my dresser?
Really? It was that bad?
It was that bad.
Oh my gosh. Are you okay?
This is a little
You're
too
here.
late for your concern.
You're. We have them
I would have
here,
appreciated
too.
that.
Yeah.
I would have appreciated that earlier. What is the highest magnitude earthquake you've ever been in?
Maybe a 5?
This one was a 5.
Okay, yeah. Like things were falling off. Like I
Yeah.
was in a loft in a bed, and the loft felt like a huge swing. And I was just
Yeah.
swinging, and I was just like, oh my God, like, what do I do? I can't even get up to get into a doorway. Like, I don't know.
This one was not like a swing. I was in one in New York 15 years ago, which was a swing. This one was violent shaking, like bang, 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 bang,
Yeah.
like it woke me up out of the bed.
We had one years ago in Northridge and LA, and it was like a 6 or a 7, and buildings were falling down, maybe an 8. It was horrible. That was the worst one, but I could feel it.
Well, they said it originally was a 5. They've now changed it to a 4.8. And also, the eclipse will be happening on 4/8.
It's coming to an end. Everything.
This might be the last recap show you ever get with Comedy Jonah and I.
So, yes. So comment, share. This is
Mike, maybe now's your chance to donate, and you've never done that before, and you don't want that on your conscience
At all.
at all. Now, Comedy Jonah, we missed last week, and I don't think we need to go through the whole week. I think we
No.
just need to talk about the biggest life crisis moment for that house, and it's the fact that our poor, sweet Dennis was voted out. Thoughts?
I mean, it's so early. I cannot believe the moves that are happening this season. And it's so unlike Big Brother Canada. Everybody's so nice and so sweet. And I mean, there's so many blind sides. What is this, like week 3? Like, it's crazy. But I was shocked. I was shocked Vivek did it. I couldn't believe Dougie actually got him to do it. Yeah, I mean, you got to if you don't like him, I'm sorry, but you got to hand it to him. I mean, he's playing the game.
It's right. It's always funny because you always say when somebody plays the game like Anthony plays the game,
Yeah.
I'm always led to be like, well, he's playing the game with a bunch of morons. So how much credit can we possibly give him? But I mean, even the smart people don't seem to be wanting to go after Dougie. So it makes it very frustrating. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. You can't deny that he really is executing these moves
He is.
brilliantly. He literally made a man, Vivek, who figured out that Anthony and Spicy set him up the week before. That same people were able to convince him, vote out the only person that was willing to put their neck on the chopping block for you week 3.
Who saved you the week before?
Yeah. And that's so, like, there's no point to save people that early in the game. Like, saving people that early in the game is literally, it's putting the same exact target on your back as a showman's. You're literally showing the house, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to keep this person
Yeah.
safe. Dennis did that for you, and you went, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of him because the two people that set me up said I should. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And I'm
Well,
sorry if you
yeah.
go ahead. Go
No, I
ahead.
mean, you know, Dennis was winning a lot of POVs. Dennis was talking a lot of stuff about Anthony. He was really kind of putting a target on his back, which was what he did with Anthony. Then you got Vivek, who was having all of these side conversations, and everyone's just like, boy, Vivek is really playing this game hard. Then to turn around and have Anthony and Spicy convince him to vote out Dennis. Now you've got the trust factor, right? So you've got a player like sweet little Toddinator who, doesn't really know, oh, okay, so I'm the nominee. I need to get up out of my seat off the couch to actually go sit in the chair. Even Todd's like, you can't be trusted. So once Vivek did that to Dennis, his game was over. Dennis was absolutely right. Like, you're done. If I'm voted out, I was your only person. No one's going to trust you. You're next. And Dennis was right.
Absolutely, Dennis was 100% right. I think even Vivek, if for those that watch the interview with Vivek, if you haven't seen the interview, it's alive right now. I said to Vivek, make it make sense to me, and he basically said something that I thought was very smart, is when he said, "Look, I realized in that moment, yeah, they were against me." I needed to get them back on my side. So I needed to make them think that they were able to manipulate me. And if the only,
Yeah,
in other words, yes, I had to sacrifice the one person who was closest to me, but I knew everyone else in the house was coming for me. This was my way to try and get everyone in the house back on my side. To which I kind of understand that mindset. That is how you should use your HOH. You should use it to reframe targets and all that. But you could have used it to put the target on someone else. You didn't
right.
need to go after your number one.
Right. I mean, yeah, honestly, I mean, absolutely. I mean, and everybody knew it. That was the thing, right? Like, even though you're trying to win all those folks back, all those folks know that Dennis was your number one. And if you can do that to him, you can do that to them. So there was no way that was ever going to work.
I love how he was like, I love how how Dennis said to him, "You're next." He's like, "You do this, you're next." Well, he was wrong, bitch.
He was right. I mean, but again, too, like, I loved Dennis, but I think he was playing way too hard, too fast. I mean, he really put a target on himself, and I admired the way he carried the target. Like, Dennis seems like a very strong guy, but he did, and to sit there and talking with the girls and saying, listen, how are you guys going to take care of Anthony if I'm gone? Like, no one's going after him. And so I guess, and we got to thank Spicy for that too, because she's working so close with Anthony. She's she's on the girls' side, but I think she's mostly on Anthony's side. And, why wouldn't she? She knows Anthony better than she knows any of these house guests.
No, she 100% has said it in her DR. She tells everyone.
Yeah.
She told Dennis, she told Donna that she's working with Anthony
Yeah.
and Anthony's her number one since day one. I mean, she's saying it in the DR. I don't even think
Right.
she's trying to hide it. I mean, that is the debate. Is Spicy playing to the fan base? Is Spicy
Hmm.
playing to the alumni? Who is
All
Spicy
of it.
ultimately playing to? I think she's playing to the fan base more than
Yeah.
anyone else. So I think
It's like
eventually,
he, yeah, it's like you said with Instagram posts and stuff. Like she's playing to the fan base, which is what
yeah,
you want to do, and she's doing it.
yeah,
Like Spicy's doing a great job. She's
yeah,
really funny. She's super cute, but she's also playing the game. I love all of the different faces that she makes. Like it's hilarious. But I really, just when they were all sitting at that executive table and the two nominees were going in there pitching to Spicy or whatever, whether she was going to use it or not. And then Doug and Anthony goes in there and talks. And I would have, if I was a house guest, I would have been like, why is he in there? He's not on the block. He's a
exactly.
VIP with her. Hello, ding, ding, ding. They're working together. You know what I mean? And I really, I don't know why maybe Vivek tried maybe to push that a little bit more in his, save me speech. Like I was, and I mean, she talked to Anthony twice during all of that. You know what I mean? Like that would have been some red flags for me.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't understand why they don't think that. Although I do understand because in a sense,
Yeah.
the guys all feel that Anthony is with them. Hot Chocolate, which is making up most of the girls,
Yeah.
is with Anthony. So, I mean, basically most of the house feels they're with Anthony. Most of the house feels they're
Mhm.
with Spicy, which I think speaks to how great Spicy's social game is. Because look at Spicy when you're in, coming into this current week and you see her getting that executive power.
Yeah.
Everyone feels safe with Spicy. They pick her last for Venom. They pick to give her a power. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot to be said about how good Spicy's social game is that everyone in the house feels safe with her. But hot 1 second before we jump over to the current week, because I feel that there is the most important thing from last week that I was so bummed we didn't get to talk about. And that was seeing our dear, dear friend Karen back on Big Brother last week. I mean, how much do we love? I love when she walked in and looked at Todd and went, "You didn't watch the show before. You have no clue who I am.
You're next. You're next.
You're next." And she was almost right. She was almost right. I said Karen because Karen always holds a special place in my heart. She's the
Always. Me
first
too.
person who, when she heard that I've never owned a piece of a Big Brother house before, she was the first person to send me stuff from Big Brother comps and stuff from her time in the house. That was before we went in the house and I just stole my own stuff. But yeah, I mean, there
But I
it's
mean,
just
remember when I was touring with I was with my parents on a mini vacation in Victoria, and Karen had her store, and she invited me to come and meet her and do an interview with
and you
her, and
did, and it was the
I
best.
did, and it was hilarious. And she's exactly the same as she was on the episode, like super sarcastic. Loved it. Yeah,
I love
ragged
her.
on both you and I. Yeah, it was and to my face. So I loved
Yeah,
it.
no.
Yeah.
She is the best.
Yes.
Courtney says, I think Anthony saying to Spicy he would go up if she used it on Todd, switch something. I mean, yeah, we'll get there when it comes. Yeah, we'll get there. So
We'll get that.
let's jump. Is there anything else from last week with Dennis? Obviously, we are both very upset to see Dennis leave, but is there any other things from last week that you would like to discuss? Any
I,
other mo?
I was glad that Moose won HOH. Like, I was really
Ugh.
wanting to see what was going to happen. And boy, did we see what a mess that was.
Can't
Oh my God,
stand
just
him.
every week just getting better and better. Like I was watching the episodes and of course we couldn't get our schedules to work for last week's show, but I was so bummed because I was hooked. Normally I'm like, okay, I got to watch these episodes, I got to take some notes. I at one point was forgetting to take notes because I was so into the episode. So I'm really loving this season. But yeah, I was glad that Moose won HOH. I was wanting to see what that was going to be like. But yeah, just sad Dennis went. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's
I'm
going to be
sad.
back though. I think he's going to be back.
I think he will 100% play the game again.
Yep.
Definitely, definitely. And if you guys haven't watched the Dennis interview, all these people have been given exclusives lately. He showed me how he made a cheat sheet while he was in the house and showed it to me, and it was an exclusive, and he said he didn't talk about it to anybody else. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he told me, and it's worth it to go watch that.
I was watching the Vivek one before we got started, and then I've got to get to Dennis. Yeah.
Oh, is that why you were sleeping?
Mhm.
Okay, Vivek, whatever you say. Hello, okay, Vivek. Like, God, you're really cute and you're a great human being, but good God, man.
Legend.
Good God, wake me up when you say this. And then after the whole entire interview, after basically I yelled at him and made him realize that he's been used the whole entire time, I literally said, "Who do you hope goes next?" And he goes, "Bailey." Okay, moron. Whatever.
It's like
You're so
leave
dumb.
Bailey alone. Yeah.
Like that was your takeaway. All that shit happened, and your takeaway is the only other person who's fighting against those people who should go. Okay,
Who's
whatever. Just
probably
look at
the
my
only
face.
yeah, who's
Yeah,
probably the only one that's going to go for Anthony and try to take him out.
yeah.
Really? After Anthony betrayed you and what he did? Come on. I would
If
be
you look
rooting
at
for Bailey. If you love all these people and everything, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like stop having a hard on for Bailey. Like she's the only one that's most
uh,
likely gonna target Anthony now.
if you look at my face when he gives that answer, it's rare that people actually shock me to a point of like I'm just like.
Yeah.
And then my thought process was, I want to yell at you right now, but like in my peripheral vision, I see all the PR people that are in Zoom just staring at you. So I'm like, oh, I can't say anything. So, okay, Bailey. My face should have told you enough when you saw that answer. So great. But yeah, so that was last week, Vivek's horrific move, sending out his, number one, brings us into this week with, the Goose
Moose.
HOH.
I keep saying moose, but it's goose. Why do I keep saying moose?
Whatever.
Whatever.
Both not smart animals.
Elijah.
Now people are going to GM me. A goose is very smart. Sorry, I called Goose stupid.
Well, he's not spicy. You know what I mean? Like we saw Spicy in her HOH kind of, call out Vivek, get the East Coast Alliance thing out, really get a target on him. She knows how to do it. I think Goose was trying something similar and it just didn't work. Oh my gosh, no.
Destiny said he's going this week, so no need to learn his name. I was like, well, that's probably true.
At least he got to see his mom.
At least he got to see his mom. I mean, this whole week for him is the most stupidest thing. I mean, again, it was a hard week for, us live daily watchers. Because of Easter, they didn't give us anything for 4 days, 5 days. Then they dumped all of the dailies on us like a day and a half before the eviction. None of us are watching 16 hours of feeds, the day before an eviction. Like, it's not happening. So we just,
Easter off. They took Easter off.
It's so stupid. There's no reason they couldn't have put one out a day. Anyway, to
Jesus.
find out that his noms were Todd and Tola, first of all, you dumb fool, you're aware that the girls are sticking together. even if you don't believe they're an alliance, you have to be smart enough to see the girls are working together. They're willing to save Bailey. They're willing to do stuff in comps. You at least forget about everything else you know. You can at least see that. So why you thought to yourself, I'm going to put two guys on the block, if for no other reason guys being there are a shield for you? Makes no sense. And it's like, I'm going to go after Bailey. Bailey is going to be a big backdoor plan. Then he did the worst thing that you can do in Big Brother, which is something that I would want to do, which would be to float fake information to see if it comes back. He's
Right.
telling all these people different things of, I'm going to go for these people, I'm going to go for that, and then try and see what comes back. Honey, that only works if you're in actually a big alliance that matters. Granted, he thinks he's in the directors, but
Right.
obviously when you know the directors aren't really working for you, showing up, having conversations with you, at some point you should probably ask yourself, is this a real alliance? Anyway,
Right.
this is just so incredibly horrific gameplay on his end.
Yeah.
And I loved every minute of it. I loved
Every
when he
second.
realized he got played. I
I
loved
love
when
the
he was like,
pacing. I love the pacing in the room.
and then he throws his hat. I'm sorry, you deserve that hat. I'm angry little
you
moose.
don't deserve that. Yeah, you're so good and keep my head warm. No, when he was doing his nominations and he was talking to Tola, everything Tola was saying was absolutely right. Like, why wasn't he listening? Why is he nominating Tola? It was making no sense. If you put Bailey on the block next to somebody who could beat her at the veto, then she goes home. You know what I mean? And you don't have a lot of blood on your hands because here in Canada, we tell you exactly why we're doing what we're doing. Not like Big Brother USA. You are Todd, you are on the block, but you are my pawn. Bailey, you are my target because you're a girl and you're going after the boy or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Tola was making tons of sense. It was ridiculous, but was really, really, really frustrating and exciting to watch was the fact that even though you're nominated and it's like, great, you get a chance to play in the veto. Not this week.
Not this week.
Not this week. When they were saying you can knock out somebody to not play in the veto, and they knocked out both nominees, I was just like, this is some kind of new Blindside or something that they could.
I don't like it.
I was shocked. I don't like it, but I liked it. But to see Tola's face, I was just like, wow, he's nominated. He made a ton of sense to Goose. Okay, and Goose is like, but you can play in the veto. You still got a fighting chance. And then, nope, I eliminate Tola from playing in the veto. I was horrified.
If you ever needed more proof that production wanted things to go differently, not only did it happen once, but then they wheeled out the executive veto to knock them out of the chance for that as well.
Yeah,
I thought it was hysterical. I mean, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think, and this is just me, I don't think that POVs or HOHs should have an aspect built into them where people can be eliminated and lose their chance. Because 9 times out of 10 in Big Brother, in the current history and way that Big Brother is made up currently, it is always giant alliances steamrolling people. Every one of those scenarios allows for the giant alliance to remain in power, and that's not entertaining television. We want back and forth. That's what we want. And I know that people be like, well, that's the game. Get in the No, the game is supposed to be some bit of back and forth, some excitement. These chains of safety, these ability to knock people out of the thing that gives them a chance to save their game or give someone new a chance to be in power is so boring. I don't know why we're putting this shit in the game.
Well, I mean, I want people to fight for the veto. I want them to take themselves
Yeah.
off. So then the HOH has to have put even more blood on their
Yes.
hands. Like, that's what I like. They were both eliminated from the veto. They were eliminated from the executive veto. I mean, they were just powerless. And to sit
Yeah.
there and say, nope, hey, you're not my target, you're a pawn. But then it's like, but now you have no chance of even
Yeah.
getting yourself off the block. Yeah, I don't like that at all either.
It's not even just Big Brother Canada. It's BBUS. It's when they do the knockout comps for an
Yeah,
HOH and like BB. I hate it. Like there is no, we don't need it. Figure out a new comp. I realize it doesn't cost a lot of money to do these type of comps, but I
yeah,
don't care. Figure out something else that doesn't cost a lot of money that doesn't allow you to knock someone out. That's it.
yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
yeah,
You're removing all the chance for drama and something entertaining happening, and you're putting all the possibility of letting the same people remain in power, which is already boring for us to watch. I'll just never
Ab-
understand why they
no,
do that.
absolutely. And then to see Anthony just put 10 minutes on every single thing and not play a single game, as much as he was trying to stay under the radar, that would have been a ding, ding, ding moment for me. Like, what are you doing? Like, who are you on? Side are you on? Why don't you want to play any of these? Why, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just looked super suspicious. He never played. Everything was a 10 until he was, asked not to, he can't play anymore. And, good for Bailey and Alexis. Boy, they won all of their veto comps. Like,
And it was yeah, 100%.
yeah, it's
And
like go girl power. That first one with Bailey with the minute and 40 seconds. I was like right in my notes going, "Oh, she loses. She's out of the thing." And then she wins. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh. Like this
oh,
is
did you
amazing."
I couldn't believe that people were acting like when I was like, are these people picking in seconds? Like, I don't understand. I don't think people realize just because I don't know, we do a show, I deal with show in times. I know how long 10 seconds is, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. I mean, a minute should be enough time for these people to get any of those done. And when these people
True.
are like, I don't know, 7 minutes. I'm like, 7 minutes. If you don't get this done in 7 minutes, that is a long ass time for you not to finish. I couldn't. I could. So, yeah,
Oh yeah.
I love that the girls are winning stuff.
Yes.
And again, I can't stand these guys. I can't stand freaking Goose. I can't stand Todd. I don't know. Am I supposed to be campaigning to the other side right now? Am I supposed to be campaigning to the other side? I don't know if the girls are gonna have my
Or
back,
when
but maybe
when
I can.
Todd
Jesus
was
Christ, get rid
when
of him. Is
Todd
there.
when Todd was talking to
Oh,
Tola when they were playing pool, and they're just like, "Well, what do you mean going? You're going up. We're on the block. You're
you
being
think that
nominated."
that means I have a chance that I could go home and then I have to see my little doggies and then I have to eat some potato chips on my couch?
I mean, it was so funny when
Does he
he
have
was
brain
just like,
damage? I'm just gonna
"Okay,
ask.
my first nominee is Todd. Todd,
What am I supposed to do right now? Am I supposed to stand up? I don't know. I've only watched this happen
oh
4 other
gosh."
times.
He is like, he could just be like one of those sex dolls that you just have the sex with and then you just put him
No,
in
I
a
don't even want
closet.
to. You know how I say I like hot, stupid people? I finally figured out the threshold of where my line of stupid is. It's Todd. Todd's my stupid line. He's. Congratulations, we found out someone too stupid for. I just want to know if I have to go up on the block right now. Then I don't think that I want to go up. Okay. Every time he comes on, he sucks the life out of me. I'm just like,
Oh my gosh,
oh,
it's
is Todd
so.
talking? Like, go home. Like, the only thing Todd has going for him, the only thing Todd has going for him is that if he's there, he has a chance to play in POV. He might save Bailey. That is the
Yes,
only thing Todd has going for him.
absolutely. Absolutely.
It is god awful. So, Moose doing that, and then,
Goose.
what was with this? What was with this? Goose. Am I saying Moose now? This is your
It's,
fault.
it's my
This
fault.
this is your fault if I'm calling him Moose now.
Yeah.
By the way, where's Marsha? Where is Marsha the Moose? We need Marsha back.
We need Marsha.
We need Marsha the Moose back. What was with that POV? Let's just suck on milk udder. I mean, come on.
That was the not have-nots.
I mean, the have-not competition.
Yeah.
I blocked it out of my mind. There are things I don't ever need to see.
Lots of sucking in mouth things this season.
Yeah, lots of sucking in mouth things. I agree.
All the fluids in your mouth. I want to see how much fluid your mouth can hold.
Just want to watch you gagging on an udder. I don't know who the new comp person is. I'm just saying, you need to look into this one.
Oh, the milk's all over my face.
Right, guys, we're around the boardroom. I want them to stick their mouth in pies, and I want to and then this week I want them to suck on udders, and I really want that white milk just shooting on their face. I want to hear them choking on it.
Just pies and nipples.
I'm just like, what is happening with these comps? Even BBUS realized after that ice cream one, which I still have burned into my brain of Lisa, of Gina Marie and all those people choking on the ice cream. I will never forget that as long as I live. And now you put this into my brain. I can't.
Well, I mean, you got Spicy saying, I'm just biting the end of the nipple to get more milk out.
It's like, nope. Like bloop bloop bloop, bloop bloop bloop.
I mean, I could see that at like a gay bar, but I can't see that on TV.
I don't understand. I just want to know when they're sitting around the board, like they're obviously on a budget crunch this season. Who makes this pitch of I want to have a udder nipple sucking contest?
Let's just
for have-nots.
I want them to hold more fluids in their body. Like this is.
Oh, I'm just like, okay. Marcy said it's Hollywood themed. Well, that's true.
It's true. There you go.
Yeah, I didn't think of
casting couch.
Casting couch. Didn't think of that. Didn't think of that at all. Then to be like, Vivek has been on slop for 3 weeks, but hold on. Let's pretend to have a little chat. Bloop, 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 bloop. We're going to save Anthony. Like when they got to save the person for when they won the slop thing. Remember?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
For them to be like, oh, we know Vivek's been on it all this time. But, we're going to save Anthony. If I was Vivek or anyone in that house, I just would have been like, I give up.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Vivek in that moment. I'm like, these people are assholes.
They're assholes, and then I would have been scared of a back door, and then when none of them could play, the veto, and then I was, that was a huge, huge sign that you're not liked, nobody trusts you. Absolutely. And to save Anthony, he's a big guy, and he needs, he's a returning player.
That you all high-fived, and I'm like, did I imagine that? Did I hallucinate that they all stood around that pool table and were like, we're gonna get the returning players out first, high five, and then that didn't happen.
Like, why do you need him? He's not winning comps. He's not even trying. Get him out. Like, I was really hoping, like, Todd would have said, Anthony, you're the new nominee. Like, that would have been the best.
Oh. Well, Lori S. in chat says, I think BB Canada wants Anthony to win the game. You think? We gave it away.
Yeah, so he can be the most famous North American player ever.
Yeah. Okay. So here. So now, Bailey, not Bailey, Lexus, right? Lexus is who won the POV
She won the POV.
and then doesn't use it. And now Goose is very much like, what the fuck? I done been played. I've been played. Damn my hat and damn this house, and I'm a big fool. And then he has to undo it, and I don't care. Like, I just don't even care. Go home, Goose. You got your Wendy's. You got to see your mommy. I don't know. Were you recruited? I think you pretend to be a fan. I don't care. Your game sucks. There's a reason you're always on the block, and I'm over you. Go home.
And now you're not a pawn anymore. I mean, that's what you did. Your HOA failed miserably. You went from, okay, you're a pawn that everyone liked and it's been working, but now you're a target because you just sloppy gameplay. You throw a little bit of information out, not a ton, because you know what happened? All that information came right back at you. And these people aren't afraid to confront at all. But
Well, it's Canadian confronting.
Oh, right. I mean, yeah, it's like,
Might I bother you for a moment? Here's a spot of tea while we have a conversation.
Can I have a moment with you? But
I want to apologize in advance for elevated voices.
I'm going to raise my voice, and I just want to set your expectations. I think Anthony handles them really well. Okay, it's okay. Wait, we're going to recover right now. It's okay. And then Goose puts his little head on his shoulder. It's okay. I got you.
How many hugs do you need this week? Just want to check just before we go on. How many hugs are you going to need this week, Goose? Just set my expectations.
Best line ever.
How many? I think if Anthony gets evicted, I think my first question for Anthony is going to be, all right, Anthony, how many hugs do you want during this interview?
My God. It has to be. It has to be.
I think that's what I want to ask
ever so far, yes.
That's what I want to ask Anthony if he ever ends up getting evicted. So, Goose so upset. Then we find out, oh my God, the BB executive veto has been broken out of the case. Where did it go? What was the point of breaking it out of the case, making it seem like someone stole it, and then revealing it in the middle of the table? What's the storyline that I missed here? A thief broke it out and moved it to the table in another fancy case? Like, again, is this the other guy? Are you guys listening? When you guys are coming up with the ideas, is it Suck on Nipples who came up with this idea? I seriously...
Or is it Pie Guy?
The Pie Guy, I don't understand. I don't understand the storyline. It didn't make sense. You didn't need to break it out of the case. What? Okay.
It just went missing.
Could have just went missing. We didn't need to make it be like it was stolen. Okay. So then, Arissa... Or it could
have been, if it's like very kind of boardroom, there could have been like maybe a meeting invite attached to it or something. You know what I mean?
Something
boardroomish, not thiefish.
When you first saw it and you saw the table and the names, did you not instantly go, oh, this is going to be traitors? Like, I thought it was Big Brother Canada was going to do something very traitorish here, which they kind of sort of tried.
They tried to do it, but this was very, what was Trump's, show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But I thought it was a little bit of both, right? Because they were in the boardroom. Yeah. I knew that they were going to confront each other. I thought it was interesting that they had their little voting stations. Assemble your voting stations.
She didn't say voting station. She was very clear to say, assemble your private voting stations. Only to 1 minute later go, now you're revealing them publicly. Like, that was my favorite. Like, obviously they knew what they're doing.
Would have just liked them to say it.
Yeah, well, it was stupid. I
That's what a
agree.
boardroom does. Everybody's talking and confronting and all of that.
Well,
And and,
here's
and,
the
and even
thing.
traders, right? Even traders.
Yes,
Like
but
have
here's
the
the.
little chalk thing on the
Mhm.
whatever, but be like, this is yeah.
Well, this was, in my opinion, one of the ways that I thought production was trying to interject more drama. I feel they probably thought maybe somebody will be willing to try and save someone and make a move if they think it's private, whereas they wouldn't do it if the vote was out in the public. So that was my only thought. Maybe production was trying to help here, but I mean, it bombed and failed like all the twists. But again, the thing that I don't understand when Arissa is like, for the first time ever. No, you literally did this 2 seasons ago. You literally did a chain of safety 2 seasons ago with the season
And it was
Kevin
a
won.
dinner party. It was a dinner
Yeah,
party.
like,
Yes.
what am I missing? I don't. This is stupid now. We don't have that bad of memory. And then again, to knock the people out right away. Let's get Todd out. Let's get Tola out. Let's get the people. But then again, it goes right back to what I said of God, people feel so safe with Spicy.
She, like I said in the beginning, I'm so glad she's there. I knew she was going to be entertaining. I know she can totally navigate this and put a smile on her face and then talk crap about everybody to the camera. I think, one of Goose's final bad moves was to, knock Tola out of the race. Do you know what I mean? Like, if
Yep.
Tola's not your target and you're safe with me and yada yada yada, why was he the one you said? Like it was like Tola's coming after you. Like you can't. If you were on the block and you actually could actually play the POV, he's probably most likely going to beat you and take yourself off the block. Do you know what I mean? Like now
Yeah.
you don't even have him on your side, and you nailed that right. That last nail in the coffin with your alliance or relationship with him. You should have said Bailey. You should have said a girl or something like that. So I just thought Moose, Goose, Moose, Elijah. It's just dumb move.
I have to say, it was Lexus, right? It wasn't Kayla. But wait, now why am I feeling like it was Kayla? Was it Lexus or Kayla who knocked Matthew out?
It's on my
I
note.
think it.
Alexis knocked Matthew
It
out.
was Lexus. Okay, it was Lexus. Because I was going to say, obviously, yeah, okay. I mean, that gave me such hope for the girls' alliance
Mm-hmm.
that Lexus chose,
Yeah,
to knock
her
Oh, and
showmance.
Kayla, I know what it was. And Kayla was the one who knocked out Anthony.
Yes.
So between them both, they took out Matthew and Anthony. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was like, thank God for the girls this season. Thank God for the
They
girls this season.
rallied. They rallied. And that's the thing too, and that's the thing that we see like with the girls, and guys can be the same way. Like you see Lexus and Matt curling up all the time, and they're just like, she never talks game with us, and she's just, and it's just like, oh, settle down, like drag her away from Matt to talk game with her. You know what I mean? Like everybody's starting to
Right.
get a little catty, and it's perfect because Spicy feeds right into that. Like she just flames the fire. Oh, I don't know if we could trust her anymore. She's always with the guys.
Spicy
What
says, I love how Spicy is running around like, I got this power. I don't know what to do. Do I use it on you? Do I use it on
how
you?
did I
This
do
person.
this?
Everybody's
How
like,
did I?
I'm like, Spicy, you don't have to use it. She's just like, what do I do? Anthony's mad at me. This person's mad at me. Tola's mad at me. It's going to expose Todd. It's going to expose the girl. Then don't use it, Spicy. Oh, that's not an option. She even asked Arissa, do I have to use it? And the look on Arissa's face, like, God damn, she figured it out. And Arissa's like, you don't have to use it. And Spicy's like, I'm using it,
And
bitch.
you can
I'm
hear
using
Arissa's voice. You don't have to use it. All right, now we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
no, I agree. Destiny says, but again, she's playing for fans. She wants it 100%. I agree. Spicy knows how to put on a show. I do
She
think going
does.
back, I think going back to what Courtney said, it is going to be interesting. I mean, we'll see. There hasn't really been on the dailies yet that they showed us. I don't know how there's not going to be some sort of butthurt feelings on Anthony's end that he directly said to Spicy, if you pick Todd, there is a chance I'm going up. And Spicy didn't care about that and picked Todd. So I can see
Well, I think she
ego.
cared, but I think she really was convinced Todd would not put him
No,
up.
no, I agree with you. I'm
I
speaking
think there was
solely to
more like,
Anthony's ego.
right. And Tola, a big red flag that Tola should have seen is I wanted Bailey, but if you save me, I'll do Vivek. I'll do whatever you want. Just keep me. And he wasn't convincing enough. And the fact that
No, well, of course he wasn't.
and the fact that she chose Todd over him, it's a big thing. Like, okay, Tola, you need to start earning some more trust in this house because they don't trust you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
100%. I'm just saying Anthony's ego, solely Anthony's ego, I think he has to be butthurt of
Yeah.
this is the first time in the game I directly, gave my order.
Yeah.
And it was not followed. And not only did I give my order that was like about somebody else or relevant in the game, I gave my order and said, you're putting specifically me at risk of going home, and Spicy didn't honor that. I think,
You saw his face. You saw his face at the table.
well, and I hope that this doesn't come back to screw Spicy, because once Anthony thinks that you are not controllable, he works to get rid of you. And now I am afraid Anthony is going to be like, well, I thought I could trust Spicy, but clearly I can't.
I think that he's making a mental note and filing that away.
And
but I
he'll use it
also think
later.
he'll use it later. He would be stupid to come after her so early. There's so much more she can do. But don't forget.
Right. And so do you think that Todd Todd ends up being the one who gets pulled down. He sticks to his word. He puts up Vivek.
This one's for you, Dennis.
This one's for you, Dennis.
This one's for you. Cannot be trusted.
You must not be trusted, but this one, that was the most anticlimactic. This is for you. I want this is for you, Brandon. Like nothing. This is for Dennis. What? Okay. So, do I think he should have put up Anthony? I would have loved it.
Oh my God, that would
he wouldn't have gotten the votes. But
yeah.
He wouldn't have gotten the votes, and then he would have been screwed.
Oh, yeah. Would have been screwed.
I mean, Todd's screwed either way, but yeah.
I loved Vivek's approach on trying his last pitch saving, talking to Bailey, saying, listen, we're going after each other. We always are. But this is a bigger threat. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can take care of each other later, but you've got this going on. You know what I mean? We have a kind of a common enemy. And it just didn't work. At that time, at that point, it just didn't work. But I really appreciated his thinking outside the box a little bit, but it was just way too late.
It was way, way, way too late. And I don't understand that. And I said that to Vivek as well. I feel Vivek should have worked a lot harder to rebuild the relationship with Bailey and Todd.
Yeah.
And he claimed in the exit interview that Todd is the person he was closest to in the house. I don't understand how that's a thing at all. But maybe that is a thing. The close people in the house vote out the people they're closest to. I don't understand. I don't understand the whole entire dynamic. The whole thing makes no sense to me.
Week 3. Was it week 3?
Well, week 4. But yeah.
Week 4.
So now, and there's no spoilers in Big Brother, but let's give a little bit of spoiler about this current week now. Do you know who the HOH is?
No.
Who would you like it to be?
Todd.
No.
I would like it to be Tola.
It's not a guy. So that's
I
good
would
news
like
right
it to
off the
be
bat.
Avery.
Well, then you're correct. So it is Avery. Now, look, here's why I was so excited to hear that it was Avery. Last week, I believe it was last week or the week before, it is in recent times, Avery and Spicy had a conversation on the dailies that said Avery was like, I want to win the power. I want to be the one to backdoor Anthony. Anthony is a big threat in this game, and we need to get him out in jury. And Spicy, this is the first time Spicy did not take information back to Anthony. So Spicy did not tell Anthony of this whole conversation about how they want to backdoor him once they are in jury. And now here we are. Avery has won HOH. Now, granted, it is not jury yet, but I'm like, come on, girl. This is your chance. I was
Get him
so
out before jury.
Yeah, I was. Well, Spicy wants him in jury, understandably, probably because she thinks it's a guaranteed vote for her. I
Right.
think that is stupid on Spicy's end because,
I do
again,
too.
once Anthony gets any hint that you were working against him, when he will, in his mind, been playing the game solely for you as his number one, he
Yeah.
is going to so bitterly tank that jury against you. I think it is such a mistake on Spicy's part.
Yep.
That's number one. Number two, I also do understand that Anthony being there is a shield for Spicy. People will want to go after him before her, so that does make sense on her part. Either way, I was really excited at the possibility of Anthony going this week, only to find out that the noms are Goose and Tola. And that Todd will go up if one of them comes down. Can we just speed this game up already? Like, Big Brother Canada is already short. I'm so fucking bored. Can we make something happen already? Because this is just, like, I just feel like we're living the same week over and over. Like, it's not even a steamroll. Like, yes, it's kind of the same people being in power, but I'm not even going to call this the steamroll. The person driving the steamrolling truck is the fucking boring police. Like, just let something fucking happen. Like, every time there's an opportunity for something to happen, it's like, nope. And then it's going to come time to go after Anthony, and there's going to be nobody left to do it, or there's not going to be a big enough group behind it to do it. And if they lose Todd, if the girls lose Todd, they are losing a guy on their side that would have went after Anthony. And I'm not saying they need him because he's a guy. I'm saying they need the number.
They need the number, and they need to know because he wants to go after Anthony, and that's just ridiculous. And I get why, Goose is up there or whatever. And Tola is Anthony's right-hand guy, and maybe they're thinking, okay, maybe it's too soon for Anthony, but let's, cut off his right arm. You know what I mean? So let's get rid of Tola. I understand that part. I don't understand why Todd would be the replacement. Anthony should be the replacement. Anthony cannot make it to jury if any of them wants anything, especially 100%. Spicy. Yeah.
Well, Anthony or Spicy wins. At this point, I do feel like if either one of them are sitting at the end, they win. Against each other, I think it would be interesting. But yeah. Well, we'll see. We will see what happens as this week continues. Of course, we'll be watching the dailies late at night over in our Discord. If people haven't checked that out, make sure they check that out. It's where we'll be airing the East Coast airing of the show. Yeah. You check out our past recaps over, on our YouTube channel. Tweet us if you have questions. Check out the old interviews. And I'm live every day at 4 o'clock over on You Now. Cooking, we talk Big Brother, we do all that stuff. The Comedy Jonah and I are here. It's what we do.
Love it. We love it.
It's what we do. It's what we love. Any final thoughts, Comedy Jonah?
I'm glad Avery is HOH. Spoiler alert. And yes, I can't wait to see what happens this week. I'm enjoying the season. I really am.
No, it's a good season. I'm just bored with the same week over and over. I just want to see some drama with people that need to feel some pressure.
Yeah, maybe we'll get it.
Maybe we'll get it. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys on the next show.
All right.
Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.